I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community, welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you are seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. Today's video is on a very special display that is just released today, and the TV season is in full swing. We've had an amazing season so far. Several manufacturers have released mind-blowing panels, but today, as far as I'm concerned, is Sony's first shot, and they threw their hat in the ring with the most amazing LED I have seen in years. It is the X95K mini LED 4K flagship. It is the return of the Backlight master drive, made famous by the legendary Sony Z9D and Z9G. It is back here in their 4K flagship. I had a chance to see the 85-inch version today at Value Electronics. It is only available there as of now. It was introduced today by owner and founder and dear friend, Mr. Robert Zone. Spare Change, Shane and I were there filming this afternoon. We had done an intro and an unboxing and a setup. A lot of that is covered on Shane's channel. You can see pieces of it here. I will be giving my first impressions through all the demo material. We will also be following up with a full calibration, numbers, and all the measurements. But I will tell you, my first impressions are I am absolutely blown away. Expectations are very, very high for Sony's first foray into mini LED. I was very surprised they were going with mini LED. I was happily surprised. But that they were also including the Backlight master drive in their 4K flagship, not just in their 8K flagship, was something that I was so excited for. And I'm telling you, it was mind-blowing. You want accuracy, you want natural, you want vivid, you want striking. This panel does deliver that, as well as Master Series build quality. It is absolutely stunning. Let's go into a little bit of the unboxing, the setup. I will give you my impressions as we go through the video. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, here we have Robert starting the unboxing process. Again, a more detailed unboxing will be done on Spare Change, Shane's channel. Some amazing B&W speakers sitting right there. It is a very large box. It is 85 inches. Here we are lifting the box up and over. Now, Robert had a lot of input on this particular panel being made with the Sony engineers. He is on the console, which is select chosen retailers that actually have input on the building process and what goes into these panels. Taking a quick look at the remote, probably the only disappointing part for me was the remote. This is in comparison to the A90J remote. I don't believe it's backlit. Small remote, very minimal. It's the only part of the panel that I wasn't fond of. It only came with the power cable, which is detachable. Here we are looking at the panel with all of the plastic removed. And the feet are a little bit different. You have 3 positions. That is the inside, the outside, and the third position takes the panel higher so it can lay flush or up above. But having this narrow, which I'll show you here, instead of going into the body of the panel, it locks in, it drops down, and then a cover goes over it, where the A80J in panels from last year, the actual feet went into the body. Build quality is excellent, very sturdy. Feels extremely premium. They started that last year with the X95J. Looking at the back of the panel, looking at the inputs here, your USB as well as your HDMI, where you have 2 HDMI 2.1. Again, premium design, last year X95J, this is on another level. It has the honeycomb back, very similar to the Master Series lineup. Again, the power supply can be detached. This is all of the coverings. Cable management, you can see there that the power supply does get detached. A lot of panels come with it. You can cover everything. So no matter where you position the feet, instead of going within the body, those actually cover it. Here's the intro to all Sony panels. That's a good sign right there. The Bravia has 0 blooming. And if you've seen the Android interface or intro, it can be arduous, but we will skip through that. Now, unfortunately, we are in a very bright room. It's something that we have to get better at as a team. We have to find a better way to put these in the darker room. Reflection handling isn't bad. The TV is that bright. There is the price of the panel now, with all 3 sizes that it comes in. These are some of the screensavers that come built in. There's about 10 of them. I also want to show you the inputs for the HDMI, that we do have VRR out of the box this year. No update required. You have 4 HDMIs. 2 are HDMI 2.1, capable of 4K 120 with a variable refresh rate. Perfect time, as the PlayStation 5 has just been updated, I believe, this week with VRR. Showing you the different signal formats, which are SDR, HDR, Dolby Vision, and VRR. Again, showing you the build quality, showing you the body a little more up close. Very premium, metal, strong, beautiful design. Has that brushed look to it. And again, the back has that honeycomb Master Series look. But for those of you without a large stand, the inside stand works well. The panel is over 800 pounds. Again, this is the 85-inch. I believe it's 120. There are the cables there for the HDMI. I believe it's 120 out of the box, or like 117. It is very heavy within the box. Again, 85 inches. Now, I imagine it is more on the thick side due to the Backlight master drive. I would have been worried if it was thinner than this. As we pan around, you'll be able to see the bezel, which again is very small and minimalist here on the front of the panel. Now, if you're worried about the silver, all of that kind of melts away once the content gets started. We're going to run our first demo here, and a lot of the demos that we show, I'm going to show you the settings that the panel either ships in, to just show you also the way it alters every image. Same presets we've had. They do have graphics again, and they do have game mode, obviously. But showing you here as we go through the settings, turning off the light sensor, all of the eco features. But I will tell you that the X95K out of the box reminds me much more of last year's Z9J than the X95J. X95J, very good panel. Out of the box, it needed a little bit of work, but it was beautiful. This is a bit more like the Z9J out of the box, stunning right out of the box. I do think more manufacturers are doing better with their out-of-the-box vibrancy. For the points of this video, we will stay in cinema most of the time. We want to remain as accurate as possible, which Sony has very little difficulty being accurate. What I like about the X95K is accurate, clean, detailed. But it's the blacks. It's the lack of blooming, the lack of haloing. It does look three-dimensional. And again, through a lot of these demos, I will go through and show you the presets to show you how the image is altered. Sony's have been better with headroom, giving you a lot of flexibility with the settings, mainly reality creation, their motion settings, which we'll go through all these settings as you'll see me go through them. Their dynamic contrast, their live color. Black adjust does something now more than it has in the past, but I do like the ability to add bells and whistles to refine the picture to your liking. Brightness preferred, gradation preferred. What I will say too, and I'll mention this again later, we did test this as we were leaving, that the blooming was even minimal with local dimming disabled, which I don't think I've ever seen on a Sony panel before. And even on high, it didn't seem too aggressive. It didn't seem to lose any detail. But I will tell you, now I know it's not the beginning of the video, but if I was in the market now, I would buy it. That's how much I like the panel. If you like Sony, you like their design, you like their style, accuracy, beautiful, bright, vibrant. I do think the move to mini LED definitely helped. Sony's known to have less zones over the years with a more precise algorithm. Their technique is to retain shadow detail. But I do feel they have gotten the best of both worlds here, where they have the blacks they needed with the punch. What I do like about Sony, instead of their specular highlights, by getting rid of blooming, they don't flatten out the image and make it look dull. You can trick that and remove blooming by doing that. They have not done that. There may have been more blooming back in the day, but they retain the image. Here, the blooming is nearly all gone, and the cleanliness of the image, the natural image. Now, as I'm talking, you guys can go through the settings I'm going through. You guys are familiar with many of these. Many of you love reality creation. And I do want you to keep in mind that yes, I do like accuracy. I do like an image to be accurate, but keep in mind a lot of these settings can be used. We have many people that enjoy reality creation. They like the motion settings. They like using dynamic contrast from time to time or live color. Several of these demos, as we go through them, I will show you the differences as we move from demo to demo. Here we are with some of the color calibration. I am looking very forward to see Dwayne Davis go through this. He'll give us our numbers, our peak brightness. Here's one of the most challenging demos on the entire platform. This one is from Hisense. Many of you are familiar. Again, I apologize for the brighter room, but we're going into probably the hardest LED demo there is, and it handles it with ease. The flames that you just saw, the moving of the glasses, also as she sits on the bike, the smoke, it wreaks havoc on LEDs, and it has no problem. No artifacting, no issues. Again, to keep the accuracy, folks are very happy. We remain in cinema most of the time. I will tell you when we deviate from that. I believe I only do that in one of the demos that we'll see. That is stunning. Now, staring at OLEDs for the last few months, we are in a more vivid preset here, just because I like to push panels with this demo. But staring at OLEDs for the last few months, it is refreshing to spend time with a very high-end LED. Those of you that have known me through the years know I'm always pulling for LEDs. I never want them to go away. I am a fan of high peak brightness, not the perception of high peak brightness. And delivering the image to you the way I am is I want you again to pretend you're there with me or feel like you're there with me. I have full access to these panels. I am able to set them up at my leisure. I'm able to go through the settings and run these demos. Shane will be going through a more detailed setup, all of the settings, and he will run through the Spears and Munsell. Now, you've seen these demos. I use the same demo playlist simply because I want you to be able to compare video to video. Whether it's the recent OLED lineup, Sony's lineup this year is definitely killer. What you have here is the X95. The Z9K will follow the 8K flagship. Now, this is good friend Jennifer Gala. This is an excellent video to test the black bars. This way we have a more filmic demo for you. It's not a demo that's filmed to look spectacular. It's real life. Check out Jennifer Gala's channel as well as the HDR Super channel. Jennifer, thank you so much as always. But these black bars will bloom. This is a very filmic scene. Due to copyright, I cannot show you movies. And I've seen blooming on every LED that this has sat on, this particular demo, and it is not there in the black bars at all. There are no tricks. The aperture on the camera is set at auto. There's no lowering of the aperture. There's no changing it in post. This is what I see. As we go through the settings again, but I do feel the need to reiterate the reason you don't see movies is not because I'm trying to hide any issues with the TV. I can't show you due to the platform's copyright laws. But Jennifer's content is excellent, very versatile. It can be vibrant. Now here's another very tough LED demo. Those blacks are very, very strong. Nearly OLED blacks. Now running the Spears and Munsell demo disc, anything over 2000 nits, it began to clip. It does show you the panel is very bright. But it's bright, vibrant, detailed, natural. I do feel the processor is doing an amazing job. But for those of you that love Sony, even if you don't love Sony, but those of you that love Sony, been waiting for your next LED, I think this is the one. The Z9K, I believe, will improve with a higher zone count, higher peak brightness, maybe perhaps a better master drive implementation, as well as 8K. But it is a very expensive product. It's a premium product. But the X95K feels like a Master Series. I do feel that's why they put the Backlight Master Drive on it. Throughout the year, you will see this compared to the other panels in the gallery, the best that Samsung and LG have to offer. As we go through the settings again. And at some point, we will have the Sony engineers on the channel, and we will be interviewing them with Robert Zahn. The 4K X95K flagship will be in the shootout for Value Electronics. It is their 4K flagship. For the LED side, the Z9K resides in the 8K. It will be in the 8K portion of the flagship, or of the shootout. So the shootout will be extremely competitive this year. And again, seeing the other manufacturers come so strong this year, it was nice to see Sony just start the year this way. The X80K had already released a few months ago, about a month and a half ago, I should say. Oh, look at that's beautiful. The high dynamic range is off the charts. Look how beautiful that is. Peak brightness can be simulated. We've seen it with the OLEDs, but when it's really there, it does pop off the screen. Where I feel like OLEDs, even if they are brighter, they tend to paint on the screen. This does feel like it leaps off the screen. As I mentioned, for Sony's first throw into the TV season, what a statement they are making with the X95. Sony known for their accuracy, known, and we were able to on the Kaleidoscape watch a few movies. Again, can't show you that. It looked phenomenal. Even in the more accurate modes, it looked fantastic. It was vibrant enough that I had to double check to make sure that we were still in cinema, because it looked like we were in standard. That's how punchy and vibrant the image was. I'd love to know in the comments if many of you still look at LEDs, what you're looking for. Mini LEDs came out a few years ago. This is Sony's first shot at mini LED, and I have to say I'm very impressed with their implementation. They've always been known for a strong algorithm with their backlights, and here is no different. Again, vibrant, natural, clean. Now you can use live color, and you can use the vibrancy slider to make the image as saturated as you like. But again, very nice out of the box in cinema. Now we are in some SDR demo material here, and it looks equally as good. No dimming of the image, nothing dulling it in SDR. SDR looks as vibrant. It isn't forcing HDR on. It retains its color off angle as well, which is very impressive. I feel mini LED does provide more off angle accuracy. So we do jump between SDR and HDR. I'll indicate when we are in SDR. Excellent motion on Sony panels. Even though the motion is disabled here. The motion settings, I should say, are disabled. But very beautiful. And even when you want to saturate, this is a saturated demo, it's beautiful. Now here we jump into one of our favorite demos here. We will pause it and stop it here and look and see how the delineation between the shape of the glass and the frame, that is amazing. Again, forgive the reflections. So ever so slight, little tiny bit. And again, I'm off angle here, and it looks fantastic. Really, really impressive. And it's a question most of you had was, would the backlight master drive make a difference? I can say emphatically it does. It was my biggest question. Again, many of you are familiar with these demos. And they look tremendous. Now, I think many of you have seen these demos on OLEDs for the last few years. Seeing it on an LED, it's just they pop a different way. But it's always at the cost of the black level or contrast ratio. And I feel like that might just be behind us. I can report again in films. Blooming, lack of blooming is the same. Back into some of Jennifer's material here. We're nearly done. So I will tell you, very impressed with the build quality, the design, the feature set, the cable management, VRR out of the box, Master Series build quality, other than the remote, I will say. Excellent headroom on the settings. Each setting changes the image drastically. You can alter it till your heart's content. The power of an LED is being able to alter the image as much as you like. Even in a vibrant mode, we still have beautiful skin tones, natural skin tones. Again, powerful, beautiful build quality, very premium. It's heavy, it's thick due to the fact we have the backlight master drive, but it's still minimal in its design. The silver from the front can't really be seen. And we'll finish up with probably the hardest demo on, this is an SDR. And again, it's hard to tell because it is bright in the room. But this is really where these panels struggled. Mini LEDs really struggled right here. And it actually does absolutely fine. And then as the balls bounce here, no problems in motion, no problems with any kind of haloing. And the real test is coming up in a second, which is there, and then here. Right here. And it passes with flying colors. All right, guys, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? I absolutely love the X95K. I would purchase it right now if I was in the market. That's how impressed I am with it. Extremely beautiful panel, as I mentioned. Vibrant, deep blacks, natural, accurate, gorgeous. Excellent first effort. Doesn't feel like their first effort. Triumphant return for the backlight master drive. Special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zahn of Value Electronics. Check the description below, and please consider making your next AV purchase through them. Please let them know that you saw them here on Whisper Status 74, Brian, and they will take very good care of you, extended warranties and or store credit. They ship nationwide, and as of this moment, they're the only people that actually have access to these panels. I will be returning in a few days to game on it. Let me know if you rather see the PS5 or the Series X. We'll check its gaming ability. Again, we will also have numbers and the metrics and calibration findings in a few weeks. This particular model will be getting calibrated, so we will know in a few weeks. But I am very impressed with it. I was actually very nervous for this panel. I was nervous for the backlight master drive and nervous for mini LED. And I am relieved. I am happy. And I'm a big fan. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Wow. Really, really beautiful. Let me know if this is one of the panels that you are considering. I will also have the X90K next week. That one will come home with me, and we will thoroughly cover that panel as well. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Thank you, as always, for your friendship. I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Take care.